Welcome to Stat Plus, where we enable smarter conversations wherever you go. In today's video, we look at the big challenge facing the RBI. India's central banking strategy faces a pivotal moment as the RBI navigates competing domestic and international pressures to sustain foreign debt inflows amidst an ongoing rate cut cycle. Over the past year, inclusion of Indian sovereign bonds in global bond indices, notably JP Morgan's Emerging Market Bond Index, attracted robust debt inflows totaling around $15 billion dollars since June 2024. However, early signs of deceleration have emerged, notably with a $2 billion net outflow in April 2025. This trend is anticipated to intensify if the RBI continues aggressive interest rate cuts in this financial year. Historical patterns suggest we may be entering a phase reminiscent of 2015 to 2017, when aggressive rate cuts led to sustained FPI outflows from debt markets for over 24 months. Two significant global factors amplify this challenge. Firstly, the US Federal Reserve has remained reluctant to reduce its interest rates, maintaining them above 4%. This stance diminishes the arbitrage advantage enjoyed by US based investors investing in Indian bonds, narrowing the yield differential. Secondly, the Bank of Japan's policy normalization has raised interest rates from negative territory to 0.5%, with more hikes expected. This means Japanese investors face constrained capital availability for making investments in emerging markets like India. In this tough scenario, the RBI could adopt a more measured approach. Rather than rapid successive rate cuts, the central bank could alternate between stance revisions and rate adjustments in subsequent monetary policy committee meetings. This approach maintains equity market confidence while providing breathing room for global rate cycles to realign. Crucially, the central bank has already begun deploying alternative liquidity tools, deferring LCR norms, freeing up 4 plus lakh crore rupees, restoring NBFC risk weights from 125% to 100%, reducing microfinance risk weights for consumption lending, and easing AIF investment regulations for enhanced business capital access. In addition to ensuring liquidity, maintaining stable net interest margins remains vital. This would compel banks to increase lending volumes in order to sustain profit growth. Conversely, allowing NIM expansion would enable banks to sustain profit growth at relatively lower lending volumes, thereby undermining economic growth objectives. The RBI's liquidity measures create a forcing function for the first scenario, pressuring banks toward volume driven strategies over margin optimization. Furthermore, the consumption revival expected in this fiscal year due to income tax cuts would increase the appetite for loans, making this all the more important. Crucially, special attention must be given to microfinance institutions, which have maintained excessively high interest rates, up to 30%, for years. Historical trends reveal these rates remained stubbornly elevated even during past rate cut cycles, creating compounded economic stress in rural segments and hampering long term GDP growth. India's monetary policy success will ultimately be measured by our ability to sustain domestic growth while preserving international investment attractiveness, a delicate balance that demands both strategic patience and tactical innovation. Now, let's hear from you. Do you think the RBI should prioritize domestic growth through aggressive rate cuts, even if it risks losing foreign investment? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching. If you found this analysis insightful, please like, share, and subscribe to Stat Plus for more updates. Whether you're at work, school, the gym, or catching up with friends over coffee, our content empowers you to contribute meaningfully to conversations on a wide range of topics. Have better conversations wherever you go.